Good evening, Ken at Tortoise Capital. This is the nightly strategy podcast for August 25th, 2021. I had a malfunction at GoToWebinar, and it was running a ghost session, and I couldn't end it, and they wouldn't let me speak. So we'll just get this recording posted. All right, so we had another kind of a doji update today, pushed to a new high. All systems go. The PSAR flipped again today. We got the RL30 is rolling up. The PSAR starting to grind up. We're in the third leg. So here's leg 1, 2, and 3 of a Kata 2 move. The 3-period hull is strong and up. And I would have my stop here at the 2-bar low to lock in these gains. In terms of sectors that work today, we have the S&P at up 0.21. The Russell was best at 0.35. A cluster here of diamonds, emerging markets in the Qs around 0.12. Treasuries lagged at off minus 0.83, so it's below the crucial 150 price level. In terms of outperformance today for sectors, we had Mexico moonshots, consumer discretionary, materials, agriculture, energy, blended commodities, oil, the 2 lumbers, blockchain, S&P bio. Finance had a really strong day today. Brazil, oil, exploration. And then the 3 or 4 top buying sectors here. The blended crypto large cap, Devon Energy, John Deere, which had a massively good move today. To the downside, sectors that underperformed, the FANGs, Bitcoin, commercial real estate, and now we're in the negative territory, ARC, innovation, marijuana tech, Ethereum, consumer staples. And now, as you can see, this is all just individual companies, wheat and precious metals and the VIX. So the metals were underperforming today. There's U.S. Steel, there's Apple and Squarespace, PayPal. Here's some more metals, Cliff, Alcoa, TX. So mostly it was energy to the upside today, plus all of the big fat sectors. Some moves that were noteworthy today. This is John Deere. From the gap opening up, then pick your Kata 2 entry, and here's a supported spring crossing for a second leg, and then a third leg. So we're talking from 368 to 380. That's $12 on 30. That's a 4% move intraday. Hard to go wrong on John Deere today. XOP offered a morning hook and a tradable move, a well-defined support level in a Kata 2 and an SSC, which paid you off to the Bollinger Band mean. Another Kata 2, nice leg up, and then a Z3 pinch breakout for just a massively good move all day today. The standard patterns continue to work. This was finance. Just an amazing morning hook and go to the first well-defined managerial exit, then a Kata 2 reentry with a Z3 breakout reentry, sniper exit, Kata 2 reentry, and then you couldn't go wrong in the afternoon. And then finally, the breakdown I want you to see is what happens when the VWAP doesn't hold after an initial surge. After the initial surge, it runs as high as it can, and then it fails, pause, fails, pause, and then third time's a charm, Z3 breakdown, violating the VWAP, and then leg 1, pause, leg 2, pause, leg 3. So respect price crossing the VWAP in the middle of the day on a counter trend rally. From the chat room today, Zoran asked me, what about super pinches on different time frames? Is there a different interpretation? How would you set it up on a 30-minute versus a 1-minute chart? My answer, set it up exactly the same. It's the same pattern. It's fractal in nature, and that simplifies your life. So stay with standard patterns and your preferred time frame. All right, here's Luke on EWZ. Here's a nice move for a 3R gain. Morning hook, SSC, supported spring crossing. Second entry with scratches. Goes for the 2 legs down short and scratch. And then a stop and reverse. And marvelous for 2.6 here. And 3R on this one. Well done. This is the UDOW trade frame that Zoran was asking about. 30-minute. Super pinch. Why? Because you have the RL270, the 90, the 30, and the 10 all in a nice tight cluster while the Bollinger Bands are pinching. So he's playing a Z3 breakout here. I would also frame this as a Z2 breakout because you're breaking the VWAP and you're breaking the PSAR. So I'd probably get just a little bit sooner. And then this would be my second entry and then my third entry. But that's perfectly well placed. The last time it had that kind of a pinch was here, and you can see the breakdown was tradable in both directions. Z3 pinch leading to a super pinch is really what we're looking for. That breakout from here is going to be massively good in the Dow. Let's take a look at the daily report now. All right, so we are still bullish quiet. And we're overbought in every dimension, no surprise. The risk Z is pointing the way back to the top and a swing to the long side. We have emerging markets as a overreaction that's possible here. I'm liking that one. Diamonds, Intel, JP Morgan, and McDonald's in the min pain. Max pain, Pfizer, Boeing, Nucor, Disney, Chevron. So still room to go inside the energy and steel companies. In the Dow, half a dozen dojis, plenty of auto framers still available. No breakouts on the NDX with today's small range. Interesting 551W in Walmart, and then the triple screens here in Procter & Gamble at 2.9 to 1, and then Nike, but it doesn't have a favorable reward to risk. In the ETFs, just 3 dojis, 1 channeling, just 3 auto framers, no breakouts on today's tiny little range, but you can see the strength that was in oil exploration, oil, and then Latin America and Brazil, and then we saw the really nice move in finance, which I would be looking for some additional follow-through. In the auto framer, standard framing data here for all of these symbols that test out better than 2 to 1. The ones that stand out to me, Boeing and Disney. We've got an active swing trade in 3M. I like the consumer staples here at 2.5 to 1. On the squeeze, I love it when the S&P is the leading squeeze candidate. You can see the mechanical entry column here if you want to set that up. And the recommended risk is $1.79. And that'll lead you to a 3 to 1 ratio. And then finally, in the multi-time frame NDX, Travelers, JP Morgan was awesome, Goldman Sachs, so that's telling you finance is the deal. So you got the S&P and finance had a really strong day today with 182 up on the board. So I'm liking all of those. All right, let's get this published and posted. Thanks for your patience. See you tomorrow. Let's be ready.